AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Podcast with your hosts Nick and Junior and producer Vince, bringing you elite fantasy hockey information to help you win your fantasy leagues and win at life.
Episode 126 of the Partial Breakaway Fantasy Hockey Podcast. I'm co-host Junior, accompanied by co-host Nick and producer Vince in our new studio, if you will, remotely.
There's definitely a remote studio. See, Junior doesn't pay his internet either.
It's the
Studio's
water.
in
It's the
shambles.
water.
There's water damage. Vince is using his cell phone in order to do our intro. So
Nick is
sorry
breaking.
for those of you that.
Nick is broadcasting from the moon.
Oh, it's gonna be horrible, guys.
It's gonna be a great episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Horrible.
Excuse me, guys.
Might want to start a GoFundMe.
So, guys, look, just a status. We don't know what's going on just yet. Some of the equipment was damaged, if not fully, partially. So we're doing what we can in the time being. And this is episode 126. There's a lot to talk about. And I'm going to hand it over to Vince, hopefully without controversy. I don't know if you guys have seen the.
Oh, there will be controversy.
Have you not seen like the disasters with the hand passes leading to goals and how it was accepted? It was disallowed for Tampa, but accepted for Florida.
Listen,
Officiating at its best, ladies and gentlemen. Officiating at its best.
I haven't seen the
Anyhow.
Florida one, but the Tampa one was by the book. They touched his hand. They went to one of his players. It is what it is.
Marchand was he basically had his hand like this against the boards. It hit the top of his hand, went down, continued to play, and they scored.
Nice, interesting.
Anyhow,
I still
All
see
right.
your hand up, so
this
That's
is
how-
going to be
that's
interesting.
how delayed your video is. So
Hopefully,
I
the audio
apologize
is
to
much
those
better.
of you. Audio sounds good. It's the video is a little bit delayed, but it's to be expected, right? I mean, we don't have our equipment, ladies and gentlemen, so we do apologize.
And you guys see how I'm like good, and you two are both like a bit wonky.
Yeah,
Don't
but
know
I mean,
why.
it's even the only way we can get at even levels.
Yeah, yeah.
Normally, you're naturally screwed up, so you know, us
I would-
technology does it.
And with that note, let's start the Odd Man Rush. That's the new introduction for the Odd Man Rush. All right, ladies
What
and
the hell was that,
Good
Vince?
effort.
Well, I'm trying to put some music into the episode, okay? Because we have no music.
But it was totally off tune.
I know. Well, you expected it to be on tune. I mean, come on.
Had some
Let's-
vocals in you.
Here we go,
Sir.
vocals. Odd Man Rush. Okay, so the Odd Man Rush is brought to you by Sportira, and where you need your apparels, you just go at sportira.apparel. And basically, it's we take news and notes and trends of the NHL and turn them into 30-second takes, which usually will last 3 minutes. And in this segment, especially, it will last more than 3 minutes, especially the first few segments, because they are hot topics.
Oh, baby.
All right, boys. So since we got so much traction with the Quinn Hughes and saying that if Quinn Hughes goes to the New Jersey Devils, well, it's bad news for Luke Hughes. So if people really listen to us, we're a fantasy podcast. So whether you like it or not, fantasy-wise, it will be bad for Luke Hughes if Quinn Hughes signs with the Devils. And if you think otherwise, well, you might want to check yourself somewhere. But anyways, here we go. So since Quinn Hughes rumors are not going away, they're just getting hotter and hotter, and there's more smoke and more smoke. And I feel there will be fire soon. So, in your opinion, boys, there's three teams that right now that people are talking about. There are the Philadelphia Flyers because of Rick Tocchet, Detroit Red Wings because they have a lot of assets to give, and the New Jersey Devils. So, Nick, I'm going to start with you. You're trading for Quinn Hughes. You're GM of all three teams. What are you giving away?
Red Wings, I think Sandin Pelika is going to be part of the package. I think my first is going to be part of the package. And I'm thinking most likely Casper as well. But I think those three would be enough, perhaps, for Quinn Hughes. I might have to throw in another pick in there. Uh, but I think that's pretty much going to do it.
Okay, so Nick, I'm gonna go with Junior. Since you start with Detroit, I'll ask Junior to go with Detroit too. Junior, if you're Detroit, then you're going for Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, that's more or less it. It's I like Casper Danielson as the center,
Hmm.
Axel Sandin Pelika, and definitely a first. I think if they really push, they can add Kosa or Augustine.
But don't you guys think that Kosa or Augustine have to be the first pieces part of that puzzle, especially with their goaltending?
No, because they have Lankinen signed long term, and they have renewed faith in Demko, which is hanging on by a thread, really. So yeah, that's why I'm including a goalie is because I don't know how much you can rely on Demko, and if you're going to trade Quinn Hughes, you got to start over.
Hmm. The interesting part is they're saying that maybe Sandin Pelika might not be the defender they want. They might want Urvitsen because they have Wielander in their prospect pool. So that could be an interesting topic to see. Nick, if you are the Philadelphia Flyers, what are you giving up for Quinn Hughes?
Uh, I mean, that's a little bit harder
Mm-hmm.
because to me, you're not giving up necessarily prospects. You got more roster players. So I know Philadelphia wouldn't mind getting rid of somebody like Owen Tippett. They wouldn't mind getting rid of Seinheim. But I don't know if like if Vancouver thinks they might grab those two roster players and maybe a first, maybe another roster. Philadelphia's not going to be giving up Michkov. They're not going to be giving up guys for this. So I don't see a fit with Philadelphia, to be honest with you, unless Vancouver really thinks of a retool and not a rebuild.
Junior, go ahead for Philly.
I would say probably a guy like Owen Tippett or Tyson Forrester, one of those two. Um, they're likely going to want Oliver Bonk, the defensive prospect,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely picks. Maybe they take a shot at Jet Luchenko too. Look, you're getting Quinn Hughes, whether it's
Need
a
a
year
third
or two
line center.
years.
Yeah,
Like you gotta pay. These guys, they don't. They're rare, and when
yeah,
they're available, you gotta pay up. This is
and
But
gonna be
especially
a
does Philadelphia have the pieces to pay for it? That's the question.
exactly. I see that. That's why I think Philly becomes a little bit iffy for me because the recent prospects they did get, they went off the board. Like what's his name, Luchenko. They went off the board. He wasn't supposed to go as high as they brought him. So I'm not sure how many. And if you're Vancouver, you can't go with risky prospects. You need elite prospects coming back. So that's why I think Philly is a bit off. But even okay, so Philly's off. So what about New Jersey? What prospects do they have that you can give?
Well, again, everything depends on whether or not Vancouver wants a retool or a rebuild.
If you
Because
if you're trading Quinn Hughes, I think you're rebuilding. I don't think
you think that you're
yeah,
rebuilding.
yeah.
Vancouver has Dave Nonis, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. As an
And
assistant
they've
GM,
proven
he's
they
not
don't
the
know what they're
GM.
doing for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's going to come out and say, we're rebuilding. We're retooling. We're not rebuilding, even if we lose Quinn Hughes.
Hmm.
Um, even though I agree with your logic, Vince, that you'd rather have somebody like not retool but rebuild, right?
So in New Jersey, who are you giving up? New Jersey. If you're Vancouver, who are you asking for?
Well, I think they'd love to get rid of Dougie Hamilton. Um, I don't know if like Hamilton plus
Mm,
um, maybe a Nemec plus Mercer
Yeah,
plus a prospect plus a pick.
I think that's where I think that's I think it has to start with Nemec and Mercer Jr.
Yeah, definitely Nemec or Casey, depending on who they like better. But I mean, Dawson Mercer, yeah, I guess. But guys, that's not it's not a great return.
They need a number two center.
Yeah, man, is Dawson Mercer a number two center?
I don't know who do they have now.
Nico Hischier. Well, no, they
Whoa,
have
whoa.
Philip Hedel and I was gonna say Luke Hughes as part of the deal wouldn't be since he won't be as valuable anymore once Quinn is there.
But oh my god. Okay, so
Atu
ideally,
Ratu.
who do you
Honestly,
think
I think Detroit is the
is it?
best position to acquire him if that's the route they want to go.
Okay, Nick,
Yeah.
what do you think? Which three teams do you think?
I started with Detroit because I feel Detroit is the team that has the
Okay.
most likely to get him. I think New Jersey is more of a pipe dream.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, bing. Next topic. Tristan Jarry. It's he was rumored to be on the trade block with the Edmonton Oilers. The biggest obstacle right now is that Pittsburgh does not want to retain on Tristan Jarry. If you're Edmonton, if there's no retention, do you do this trade? No matter what you're giving, even if you're giving up peanuts, are you doing this trade, Junior?
No, no, I don't think so. Look, he's having a good year, 2.6 goals against average, a 913 save percentage. But Pittsburgh's also having a good year, which means the team in front of him is playing well and
Mm,
helping him out. He only has one steal out of 9 wins. He has a goal save above expected of 7.36. But you put that on a team that can't collectively play defensively consistently, those numbers are gonna vary. Like, I don't think it's all on Skinner and Pickard, and you're not adding a legit top-notch goalie. You're adding an inconsistent goalie, which is what your team is right now. I don't think that's the right formula.
Nick?
Yeah, I think that at price you cannot possibly absorb $5 million if you're Edmonton and feel good about it. Stop scratching your beard.
While you're
Freaking
always
annoying.
while you're always breaking up and we're losing you, so have to distract people.
This is brutal.
Um, yeah, Jarry's not the type of player that I would break the bank for, and if you're trading him on a $5 million, it's a lot of money for an Edmonton team that's trying to shed salary and not absorb more. It has
All
to come
right.
with retention.
Yeah, I agree. Bing. O'Reilly from Nashville. Trade rumors are there, but
This is a
I
trade
mean,
center.
yeah, exactly. But the price tag apparently is a first and a two prospects. Do you think any team would be willing to give that much up for Ryan O'Reilly? Nick?
Guys, at this point in time, everybody that has something that they're selling is going to. It does not mean that that's what's going to make the deal get done, right? We're hearing rumors of Binningtons, we're hearing rumors of Jarry's, we're hearing rumors of O'Reilly moving, and all these prices are extremely high. No, we're not willing to. No, we're not. We want a first rounder. We want all these picks. It's December.
Yeah.
It's you could say that as much as you because if they're extremely desperate, they might approach you. But no, that's not a. It's not going to be the price at the end of the day. I think a prospect, maybe a pick for O'Reilly would be what it comes down to.
True?
Yeah, there's some stupid team that's gonna do it. I mean, not to all talk about the Leafs all the time, but like they did it last year for Lawton and they did it for Carlo. So there's teams out there that are gonna do it, thinking it's gonna make them a cup contender. And quite frankly, I would definitely would not do it. He's at the end of his career practically. This guy
Mm.
hasn't been quite the same. He's slowing down. The game's getting faster. Stay away, man.
All right, so let's stay away from O'Reilly. Um, I still think he can give good production on a as a third line centerman. But to get a third line centerman and ask for what they're asking for, like you said, last year Toronto paid for Latin as a third line centerman, but I think it's an expensive sell, that's for sure. Next, Nick Wool just came back, was playing really really well, and ended up on IR last night. Uh, I mean, we always talk about papier mâché and loose leaf. Is this what's happening with Wool right now?
Well, he's always been with Wool
Oh,
and
oh,
Stolars.
Nick, I don't know if you knew, but you just did the duck lips.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did duck
Okay.
lips because when you froze, you were like this.
those look like
You
fish
don't hear
lips.
that, right? So stop interrupting. Um, so has always been injury prone. Even when he was an AHL goalie, he's always been injured. I think the majority of Leaf fans could tell you that that's who he is. When he plays outstanding. The problem is that ability is an ability, and that's not an ability that he has very well. Same thing with Stolars. Stolars had never played more than 30 games in a season or 25 games in a season. So you had two of these guys that work great in attack if they're healthy, and unfortunately at this point, neither of them are. I really like Hildeby as a prospect, but I think he's going to have his ups and downs right now in the NHL. He played a very good game today, but we're still talking about somebody that is not 100% ready for a full time role.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Leafs are going to have to protect him.
It's just 1 week, so we'll see. Actually, it's minimum a week, the coach said. So, but man, his stats are so good this year. 928 save percentage, 230 goals against average. Out of 8 games, he has 6 quality starts. Like that's really good, man. Like you look at his career numbers too, like it's very consistent. But again, he's starting to give me Demko vibes, man. He's really starting to give me Demko vibes. I'm gonna be a little bit more patient because I own stock of Joseph Wool in LPHL, and his numbers are really good. So I'm gonna be a little more patient. But he can't keep this going. From a fantasy perspective, you can't rely on someone who's in and out all the
Yeah.
time and doesn't even play 60 games. It's not like he plays 60 games and he's missing 10 due to injury. He's playing 40 and he's missing 10. So it's
Mm.
tough. It's tough.
Well, listen, they say week to week, so we'll see how long he'll really be out with. Stolars was supposed to be on the ice 2 weeks ago and still hasn't gone on the ice. So Toronto keeps things very secretive, so I don't think we'll get more information from now. Bing! Next, Nick, this must hurt. First Hellebuck and now Adam Fox on LTIR. What does this mean fantasy wise for teams that own him? And what does this mean for the New York Rangers? Junior.
It's a huge loss. Luckily, they've been playing much better over over the last week or two. JT Miller's finally back. It looks like. What I find puzzling though is, you traded K'Andre Miller, you acquired a Scott Morrow in return, and you're not even utilizing him to his strengths. He's supposed to be an offensive defenseman, and he's got 14% of the power play time. They're choosing to go with five forwards. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be tough for the Rangers. I don't know like. There's nobody really that you're gonna say, okay, which defenseman from the Rangers is gonna take his spot, or could we rely on in terms of points? There's nobody. There's really nobody. Nick, you agree?
I mean, yeah, it's difficult to say, but I mean the question and the team's gonna suffer. Now, I'm hoping somebody like Gavrikov maybe could start being a little bit more offensive. Like nobody's gonna. You have to do is you have to keep one, and who's spawn in PP1, just the guy, whoever it is, and it might not even be a defenseman, it might be a forward, right?
We might have to put subtitles in this episode.
Because you're cutting a lot,
Yeah,
Nick.
we're getting half your takes, Nick, but it's okay. Half your takes are better than no takes. Uh, Drew Doughty for the LA Kings is returning from injury. We already spoke of this. Fantasy-wise, I don't think there's much. Uh, like a Drew Doughty as your number five. If you're dressing 5-6 defenseman, maybe as your number six defenseman. But besides that, is there really a fantasy take on Drew Doughty coming back from injury, or is this more just an uplift for the LA Kings who are just struggling to score all around this year? Nick.
I'm gonna try to fix my mic here. I'll let Junior answer that one.
Junior, your call.
The fantasy pick is that Dowdy can still be relied upon from a fantasy perspective because he's going to be deployed on power play one. He's going to be given the minutes. Before he got injured, he was averaging 21 minutes and 46 seconds of ice time. So the deployment's there. The power play seems to be on and off between him and Brant Clark, but as of right now in daily faceoff, he's going to be getting power play one.
Hmm.
So, I mean, like you said, as a depth defenseman on your team, sure, for sure. If you could afford that $11 million salary.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
By the way, would you guys
Bing.
take him on Team Canada? I'm not so sure I'd take him. I'm sure I would not take him.
No, I'm not over guys like I at this point I take Schaefer over Doughty and make Schaefer my number seven defenseman. I mean, I don't know what Doughty could bring that the younger players who are ready to come in are not can't bring. So
I
I
would
don't know.
almost
We'll see.
take like there's Thomas Harley you could take over him. There's even Dobson you could take
Well,
over
the
him. There's so many
Harley
names. Uyghur,
Harley apparently is on the team. They said.
he should be.
Yeah. So Nick, how are you feeling now?
Stone Cold Nick. Oh, his eyes are moving.
Yeah.
He
No.
does not hear us. Okay, next.
Okay. Bing. Next. Uh, Mrazek out 2 to 3 weeks for the Mannheim Ducks. So Dostal is injured, Mrazek is injured now. So all this is depending on who. So they've had a tough stretch since Dostal went down. Are the Anaheim Ducks coming back to reality right now?
I mean, it's hard when you're relying on your third and fourth goalie, really. Even when you're relying just on Mrazek, with the season Dostal was having, it's normal. They're gonna dip a little bit. But there's a name here I wanna attempt to pronounce:
Ooh.
Vyacheslav Butayets.
Hey.
He's the backup to Huso right now. I've never heard of this guy in my life, so keep an eye on him and see if you could steal the job for a couple of weeks.
So we're hoping Billy Huso does not get injured, or else Anaheim's in a bit of trouble. While Nick's still trying to fix up his technical support over there, we'll go to the next topic.
We need an IT
Uh,
team over here. We
yeah,
need a production
exactly.
crew.
Well, first we need a construction team to rebuild to rebuild the den, and then we need a. Okay, Thatcher Demko. He's close to returning next week for Vancouver. Um, I mean, I don't know what to say about Thatcher Demko. He's talented as like very talented, but can he just stay healthy in the next when he comes back?
Yeah, I touched on it before. Speaking of Joseph Wool, it's I don't know. To me, he's reached a point where I'm just staying away from him. To me, he's not worth the acquisition, whether it's buy low, just because he's too unreliable.
Hmm.
He's really too unreliable, regardless of his stats. Yeah, he might give you that year where he becomes a league winner, but then for 4 years after that, he might not be nothing to you. So
Yeah.
it's It's a shame because his numbers are really good, but
Yeah, it's just tough. And if that team goes through a retool or rebuild, I don't know if that's the goalie you want to go into it with. He's not dependable. He's talented, uber talented, but it can't be depended on. Well, looks like the episode is still going. So
yeah.
just keep on going. I'm not gonna say what internet Nick has. We'll just keep that to ourselves. Starts with a B. Shane Pinto was having a bounce back year this year with the Auto Centers. Actually, people were considering him their number two centerman and Dylan Colson as their number three. Out 2 to 3 weeks. Who's basically is Dylan Colson the next man up for this team?
Yeah, but this is gonna be a blow for the Senators.
Hmm.
Regardless of the depth that they have, I don't think Cousins will be able to produce 5-on-5 like Pinto was doing. Cousins he'll produce maybe on the power play sometimes, but it's Pinto's a massive, massive loss. And luckily they got Kachuk back. Too bad they can't all be healthy at once to see what the Senators team really looks like. But right now they're reeling a little bit in the sense that Nick Cousins, Tim Stutzla, Riley Gregg, Dylan Cousins, they're all on cold streaks. Even Claude Giroux. So they're gonna need something, and hopefully the captain adds a spark. Welcome back, Nikki.
Hey guys, you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
Sure
do hear
thing.
you. Wow, we miss your voice, Nick.
Is
We're
it
talking about
is it sound
Shane
better?
Pinto.
Yeah, I see, but
Yes, it's much
it's not.
better.
It wasn't your mic here. It was just you. You know when we play freeze dance with the kids? Basically, that's what your screen's doing. So Nick, we were at Shane Pinto for the Ottawa Senators. He's out for 2 to 3 weeks. We were saying basically Dylan Cousins is the next guy up on that team, but how much of a loss is this for Ottawa?
Let me get my bearings over here, and I'll let you know in 2 seconds.
The only guy who lately has been producing for Ottawa,
Zerlin, no?
Zetterlund and Jake Sanderson.
Jake Sanderson, a machine.
He should
He's a
make
machine.
he should make
Yeah.
Team USA
Well,
easily.
he was team
He was
he
the
was on.
seventh. No, he was the reserve, right? When
Yeah, but then
McAvoy got hurt,
yeah, exactly. Then he came in, he scored against Canada in the finals.
kind of
So,
like Harley was for
Yeah,
who got hurt for the Canadians.
Theodore.
Oh yeah, Theodore.
He wasn't. He didn't get hurt. He was not. He wasn't healthy.
Oh, and he
yeah,
couldn't go.
so I mean, they're lucky that they have some depth though in that position, right?
Yeah.
Tim Stutzla, Greg, these are all players that could play center. Um, Even Giroux could play center. Like,
Yeah.
I think that they're pretty deep in that position. So it's gonna hurt, but not as bad as other
Yeah.
teams.
I think they're one of the teams that's not looking for a second line centerman.
So not overpaying for O'Reilly.
Yeah, exactly. Bing. Next, someone who I literally thought disappeared from the NHL and kind of reappeared in the last 5 games. Verhage for Florida has 10 points in 5 games. I mean, for fantasy owners that had him, I think they were like praying to the gods that he can find his scoring touch from when they drafted him. Um, is this sustainable for Verhage? Is this the
When who
turning
drafted
point?
him?
Hmm?
Verhage wasn't drafted by the Florida Panthers.
No, I'm saying it's fantasy GMs.
Fantasy GMs when they drafted him.
When they
Drafted him.
drafted him, they were hoping that he was, but he's been missing in action. Is this a turning point now for Verhage? Like dipping his toes in water, now he's good to go. Junior?
I sure hope so because he had two back-to-back seasons where he got 72 and 73 points, which were his career best. And then last year he kind of faded a bit at 53, so you were wondering, okay, maybe he's gonna have another one of those seasons and that's who he really is. But this turnaround, I guess, gives a little bit of hope to fantasy GMs because he's still placing for 63 points now with this streak he's on. And this makes a little more sense for Gahey in my eyes. He would have been a really good buy low candidate had you had you banked on that early on.
Nick,
Nothing to add. 10 points in the last 5 games pretty much says it all.
Nick, this will surprise you, my
Oh
friend.
my gosh.
Tom Wilson is on pace for 88 points this year. I think Washington hopes it's an Olympic year every year for Tom Wilson. Oh, Nick, is this like? I mean, we were saying it's not sustainable, and he's still sustaining it. So, can he sustain this till the end of the year?
So you say this is because of the Olympics, but I say this is because of Josh Anderson.
Josh
That
Anderson?
that playoff game against Montreal last year, where Washington absolutely beat up Montreal, Tom Wilson was the biggest factor in that entire series, and he just kept rolling after that. He's been absolutely great this year, and I think that yeah, the Olympics is part of it, but I think he's hit another level since that playoff run last year.
Junior?
Yeah, it started like last year, maybe halfway through, they started deploying him more. They started putting him on the power play. He was getting 64% of the power play last year. And then this year, 61. He's got already 8 power play points. Last year, he had 17. So the deployment's helping him big time. There's going to be a little bit of a regression because the shooting percentage is at 27.4. Now, that's unsustainable. I can tell you that much. But still, I think he can hit those 65 points he hit last year for sure, if not even maybe a little bit more.
Okay, and the final one, we're sticking with the same team who, I mean, we spoke in our last episode with Eric that they've done a phenomenal job with their retool. Ryan Leonard, with the minimal ice time he gets, last game, 4 points. Um, I mean, when you see this kid play, it's just at 100 miles per hour every time he's on the ice. Is he a future star for the Washington Capitals? Nick?
Well, we knew he was future star. I think that the hope is that he could be a little bit better than Tom Wilson was when he actually reaches his prime. He's not there yet. But I think the biggest takeaway of this is the fact that in LPHL we're looking for these cheap contracts,
Mm-hmm.
and not in LPHL, sorry, in PBL,
PBLL.
we're looking for these cheap contracts, and now all of a sudden we have another one that we could add to the list.
Junior?
Yeah, I agree. You could tell he's finally starting to find his niche. He's finally comfortable on the ice being himself. He's caught up with the play. I felt like last year he was a little slow reacting to everything that was happening around him, but now he's able to slow the game down, and it's honestly it's really nice to see. This guy's gonna be a stud.
All right, ladies and before we end the Odd Man Rush, there was a comment that was made that podcast equipment should be more expensive. Well, guess what? We're gonna get the most expensive ones that we can now.
Actually, thank God it's not so expensive. We could get more.
All right, that is the Odd Man Rush. Ta-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, ta-na-na-na-na-na-na. I felt like that's a bit more Mario Brother than anything
Yeah,
else.
that was more animated, but you know what?
Yeah.
A for effort.
All right, let's go into the DraftKings Pro. The jaw-dropping moments that make hockey. Hockey. Experience them all with DraftKings Sportsbooks, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbooks is now live in the Show Me state. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 1-8778 HOPE HOPENY or text HOPENY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-7 897777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through or per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Voided in Ontario and Quebec. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bet, which expires in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved.
Guys, if you by now you've probably already seen it, but for all of you who's listening, if you haven't, go see Texier's shootout goal versus the Maple Leafs. One-handed backhand 5-hole. Impressive.
Nick, it's your segment and it's your song. You do it, baby. Do it like Pavarotti used to do it. Come on, you got it in you.
PBLL Listener League that Nick affectionately calls Pebble, but no one else likes it. Partial breakaway listener league.
Yes, Nick. That's the
Yeah.
spirit, Nick.
A for effort.
Beautiful.
Well done.
That's
Well done.
beautiful, Nick. Beautiful.
That was acoustic.
So what can you tell us, Nick, about the listener league? That Junior's
Well,
not in first anymore.
Jesus.
Junior is not in first anymore,
Cause
but I'm
I'm
not in first in
free,
LPLL.
free
So
falling. Sorry. I wanted to get into the singing, which you guys felt left out.
I wonder how many times during that singing during this period of PBLL, um, Max D actually just became first place in the period for the week. Now, there's still some tomorrow. We are recording on a Saturday due to some scheduling issues. Um, Second place is my Poseidon team, and third place is my Hades team. So I
Oh,
felt
so you
like
guys are 1, 2, 3.
so we are 1, 3, all the co-hosts here except Junior.
Who's on a downfall?
Actually, Junior, I don't even see you on this list. Like,
No,
how
I'm all the way
far
at the
down?
bottom. I have 72 points with the second team. The other team, I'm kind of climbing up the ranks a little bit.
Yeah, it's not a great week for you, but maybe you'll come up and prove us all that you belong on this podcast.
And
I
just
held
to
the fourth for 7 weeks, all right?
and just to let you know, Nick, the
The
Max D
the
team.
first 7 weeks is the easy weeks.
Yeah. The Max D team is the team that I told you guys I wouldn't be changing. I don't change
Really?
my I don't change. The only player I changed from the beginning of the year was
So you lied.
Dorofeyev because he got injured, or someone who got injured, and I put Alex Tuck instead. But I haven't touched that team since the beginning.
I should say, yet again, not changing your lineup proves to be an effective strategy in this league.
You just have to be patient,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because there's weeks that you're not. There could be consecutive weeks maybe where it's not so good, but
I,
you
I
can't be impulsive.
I love it because it shows that it's not just one way this league, and that's what I think is important. Vince, why don't you
Yeah.
talk to us a little? Oh no, actually, sorry, I skipped ahead a little bit. I should talk about the schedule this week because there are some teams playing 4 games. And guys, if I cut off, just let me know so I could go back in and I really want the listeners to know this stuff, right? It's very important for fantasy. Buffalo is playing 4 times this week. Carolina is playing 4 times this week, and 2 of those are against Philly. Just letting you know. Detroit is playing 4 times this week. Edmonton's playing 4 times this week. Minnesota, Montreal, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Seattle, Tampa, and the Utah Mammoth. Those are the teams that are playing 4 times this week. Teams to avoid are the New York Rangers, who are only playing twice, the Washington Capitals, who are only playing twice, and that's it. So it's going to be a heavy week of fantasy. There's a lot of teams playing at least, well, most of the teams in the NHL are playing 4 to 3 times. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a big week for fantasy hockey. Vince, what is your
Yes.
strategy going into this week? Just one of your teams,
Um,
please.
so one of my teams. So basically, what I do is I concentrate on teams that have 4 games. So on one of my teams, I basically looked on who has the easiest schedule according to Daily Faceoff, which is the Detroit Red Wings. So I stacked my team with Detroit Red Wings players. So I have Larkin, the Brinkett, Finney, Raymond, and then I just added ELC contracts to fill the void. And the only thing I did, which usually is out of my means, is I put Joey the Court as my goalie at 5 million because Seattle's playing 4 games, but none back to back. So there's a possibility he plays all 4 games. So that's why I spent the money and put Joey the Court as my goalie.
All right, Junior.
Yeah, I touch like Vince. I like Detroit too. I like their schedule. I didn't want to go too heavy on Detroit because it's a West Coast trip. So I have Larkin and Raymond. I wanted to make sure to get some Buffalo Sabres because I like their schedule, and with the addition of Norris, it gave them a lot of scoring depth. So they've been scoring more and being more involved. So I touched on Buffalo, and then the other two teams I really want to. My other team that I want to focus on is Minnesota and Edmonton. Edmonton has 4 games this week. Buffalo, Detroit, Toronto, Montreal. Like those should all be high-scoring games. And it's the first period right now tonight, and they already have 4 goals. By the way, the Edmonton Oilers do. And yeah, Minnesota is playing Seattle, Dallas, Ottawa, and Boston. I just feel like Kaprasov is due to go off, so I'm going with more of a hunch there.
All right. When it comes to my strategy for this week, um, I'm gonna stick to my strategy a little bit. I'm gonna go with Wallstat. Wallstat has been doing phenomenal, and
Mm-hmm.
even if he only plays twice, there's a high
Yep.
possibility that those 2 games are shutouts. Lane
Mm-hmm.
Hutchinson is playing 4 times this week. I think it's a must start for cheap contract and still putting up the points. I went with Gossesbear. I feel like Carolina has a good opportunity this week with 2 games against Philadelphia, like I mentioned before. I also went with Jarvis because of that. Devin was doing pretty well. I threw him in there. Again, cheap contract. I went with Alex DeBrink. I feel he's been on a little bit of a heater here. Will Cooley, because for $4 million I get hits. Danila Yurov playing top line center for Minnesota. Why not? And Nico Hischier, as long as Jack is out, Nico has been absolutely fantastic for the Devils, and I feel like he continues at this week. Ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much does it for P. No,
Oh,
wrong
Nick,
league.
I just wanted to say something. Sorry, for teams that are for listeners that are in leagues where you can you have a unlimited wire pickups or you can change your lineups daily or stuff like that. There's 2 teams you should concentrate on or look into, especially in the waiver wire. It's Seattle and Utah. They are the only teams that play 4 games, and all 4 games are on light nights, which basically means on a Monday, on a Sunday. So sometimes you need one of those players to make you win that head-to-head league. So those are 2 teams you might want to keep in mind.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Well, that does it for Pebble, ladies and gentlemen. I
That actually,
believe that. Yes, Junior, you had
I
something
was
to
gonna
say?
say that actually does it for this episode.
Well, no, because we have a dad joke to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously,
guys.
but
Why should you never trust stairs?
Why?
They're always up to something.
These are getting worse by the week.
Oh, that's the beauty of dad jokes. And we
Have a
have no
good
actual
week,
music.
everybody.
Have a good night, boys.
All right, guys.
We battled through it, but we got there.
It's be a rough midweek episode as well. Get ready for it. Later, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao.
He was having a hard time hosting and being. The computer couldn't. You're muted. You're muted.
I still don't have ending recording. It's still recording. Do I press
Oh,
ending
it's still recording.
Yeah.
Can you end it? I can't end it.
Play outro.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.